Hey YouTube, this is Marquita. I wanted to do a redo video for the book review that I said that I was going to do the other day. I actually did do the video, however, YouTube would not let me upload it because it was 15 minutes and 30 seconds. Boo YouTube, not everyone's trying to pirate movies. Anyway, I want to do a really quick redo of the video to show you guys some of the books that I've been reading during my TTC journey, as well as some of the books that my partner has been reading. So let's get right on into it. The first book that I always recommend for anyone who's getting ready to start on their journey is a book that's basically about fertility and conception. This is a really basic book by Zeta West, and it just really talks about fertility, conception, what's going on in your cycles. I see a lot of time with the moms that are trying to conceive that are on the boards have really basic questions, and that's not to mean that that's not what the boards are there for. It's just that myself, personally, I like to be fully educated, especially when you're a lesbian and you're using a lot of time and resources, i.e. money and timing and a lot of other things. And so I would like to be fully informed about what's going on in my body. And a good basic book like this is a good one to start. The Mayo Clinic has a couple other books, as well as I've mentioned before, Taking Charge of Your Fertility is also a great starter book. This second book is called Considering Parenthood. I recommend this book for actually anyone, but this book is geared towards lesbians, which is awesome. It has all kinds of questions that you and your partner can talk about. You can talk about them before you ever start actively trying to conceive, while you're trying to actively conceive, during your 2-week wait. It has all kinds of great scenarios and questions so that you guys both come from a clear place as to what you would like your parent roles to look like, different disagreements that might come up once the child is already in the picture. You can kind of avoid and have those discussions during the TTC process. So this is a great book. It's called Considering Parenthood. It's by Cherry Pies, which is a great name. Awesome. Okay, so the next book is going to be a book that I just actually finished reading. It's called Good Eggs, and it's by Phoebe Potts. It is a great book. The reason why it's a great book is that when I was growing up, I would love comic books. And here you have a book about adult things in comic book form. It was so funny because I was able to use an example of this book to my partner to explain to her what Clomid does to my ovaries, and it was great. This is a really good read. It's a really feel-good book, and it got really great reviews on Amazon.com. That's where you can get this book from. I like to have humor in anything that I'm going through, and so Infertility Sucks is a great book about infertility and how much it sucks. This book is totally geared for those of us who have been infertile for a while. We've been trying to conceive, and there's these well-meaning yet idiotic people who say things like, "Oh, are you pregnant yet?" Or, "Oh, if you would just relax, then you'll just be fine." Yeah, we all know that that's not the case in most of our cases. So this book gives you like all kinds of funny scenarios that could happen and the funny things that you can say. And it's really light reading. It's not meant to be a self-help book at all, but it's hilarious. It's by Beverly Barnum, and that's Infertility Sucks. This book is a book that I'm reading right now. It's called Riding the Infertility Rollercoaster. It's by Iris Wakeler, and she's a social worker. Whoop, whoop, go social workers. It got an award for the Best Books Award finalist, and the difference between this book is that it's not really written as a self-help book per se. It's kind of helpful hints. It's got stories. It's got a whole lot weaved into this book. So this is a good book so far. Another book that I read, and I got it from as a recommendation from one of the moms on my mothering board, is called Waiting for Daisy. It's a really great book about a woman who has to go through loss, goes through some different situations with adoption, pregnancy, all kinds of wonderful things that happen in this book, and a lot of heartbreaking, literally crying moments I had while reading this book. But it's great. It's by Peggy Orenstein, and it's a really good book. I really liked it, and you can get this off of Amazon. It actually comes in a cheery yellow cover. However, I have misplaced my cover, so this is what it looks like underneath. This book is called Tock. It's by Lillian Shapiro, and I like this book because it came from a different kind of an aspect. It was one of those books that showed that even the average Joe can have an infertility issue, as well as a doctor who's an OBGYN can have an infertility issue. Talk about the biggest, kind of oxymoron. It was a really good book. I liked it. It was based when she was doing her residency, and it was a really good, feel-good kind of book. I like this book as well. This next book is called A Little Pregnant, and it is actually written by a husband and wife team, Linda Carbone and Ed Decker. They take alternating takes on writing the chapters. I started the book and couldn't really get into it. I'm gonna go back to it after I finish the Infertility Rollercoaster. It's just that I really like for self-help and nonfiction books to take on a more personal tone, and I understand that some people like to talk scholarly in their day-to-day life, but I don't like to have to refer back and think, okay, what does this word mean while I'm trying to read? Not to say that I have a low reading level at all. I did graduate summa cum laude. However, I don't really like, I don't know, there's just a certain scholarly textbook feel that some books have. And this is kind of the feeling that I get from the book. It seems like it's going to be a really great book, but I just couldn't get into it. So I will be going back to it though, however. This next book is called So Close. It's also one on my list of books to read next. It's by Tertia Alberton. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. And it's just basically talks about met, marry, make a baby. That's how it's supposed to go, right? And it just talks about this lady actually went through like 9 IVFs, which is insane. So it will be interesting to see her journey, and it's very well, the title is so right, so close yet so far. So the last book is called Inconceivable, and when I got this book initially, I probably should have done some more reading on the basis behind the book, as well as I should have figured out that this was a Christian type of book. My partner and I are not necessarily, we're not religious. We are spiritual, but we don't necessarily subscribe to one particular religion. And so this book is very religious, very, I don't know, very Christian mindset, which is not a problem. It's just not really a book that I would prefer to read in this journey. And it also is a book for women who are at the end of their rope. This book is basically written for those women who are done with TTC, and that's definitely not me by a long shot. I still have some years left to go before I throw in the towel. But if that is where you are, then this book is written by, it's Inconceivable, and it's written by Shannon Woodward. So yeah. Okay, and then this stack, I'm not even going to delve into these books because honestly I haven't even cracked them open. And the reason why is that I don't do well with diagnosis or diagnoses. And so the fact that I've been diagnosed with PCOS is something that I'm being very, I'm in denial, I guess is a good way to put it. I'll put it in the psychological term. And so I have these books. It's a whole stack of PCOS books. And if the cycle doesn't work, then I will give into the diagnosis. Even if it does work, I will understand that there's precautions that I'm going to have to take the rest of my life. But for right now, I'm not reading them. So if you needed the names of any of these PCOS books, they seem like they're great. They all have excellent reviews on Amazon. Let me know and I will give you the names and the titles of them. But yeah, these are the PCOS books I have. And then last but not least, I have the books that my partner is currently reading. Right now she's reading Confessions of the Other Mother, Non-Biological Lesbian Moms Tell All. So she says that this book is awesome. I'm mad because it's taking her forever to finish reading it. She's probably mad because I took it out of her book bag and I didn't put it back. But I cannot wait for her to finish this book so that way I can read it, since there is a very good chance that I will be the non-biological mother with one of our children. And the last book is called Times 2. This book is kind of sitting in the back burner right now, because we are still kind of trying to make up our mind what we're going to do. This book is about 2 women who got pregnant basically at the same time, around the same time, which is something that we've talked about, and we've entertained the ideal of once I have a viable pregnancy that my partner will start trying as well. So we'll see how that goes. We have to get me pregnant first and then we can move on to her. So anyway, that is my really quick book review. I'm really hoping that it's under 15 minutes so that YouTube can let me upload it. And as soon as the tank and the HCG shot get here, I will do a really quick update so you guys can see what it looks like and everything. And so, yeah. Thanks so much for subscribing. Check out my blog and I will give some more detailed descriptions of the books. And thanks so much. Many blessings. Have a great day. Bye.